Right, so I'm just going to share my screen here. Can you see my screen okay? Can you see the screen okay now?
Yes, I can see it here.
Okay, so I'm going to have to put a wee disclaimer on this one because I've just been super busy. So there's a lot of text in this presentation here, but we can still kind of work around that.
That's great.
This one's going to be on the sense of increase, which is lesson 6. So this is the last lesson in the course for now. I'm hoping to extend it in the future. But for now, this is the last lesson on the course. So it's going to cover the law of cause and effect, which is one of the laws that govern the sense of increase. So short quote for this one, givers gain, and that's from a woman called Jane Wilhite. So this one is going to be three chapters. First one, what do we mean by a sense of increase? Why is it important? And we're going to cover the law of cause and effect. So what do we mean by a sense of increase? So again, apologies, there's going to be a lot of text in this. I never really got a chance to refine this presentation and make it a bit more sort of client focused. So the purpose of this particular lesson is not to cover all the laws, but rather to focus on one. This lesson is founded on the premise that givers gain is based upon the law that Emerson said was the law of laws, which is the law of cause and effect. So we've covered a few laws over this course here, and this one's quite a good one. And to fully appreciate the wisdom of leaving everyone with the impression of increase, it is best that you give some thought to the common denominator amongst people, which is that we're all spiritual beings. So you have to consider the basic truth that spirit is always for expansion and fuller expression. It is never for disintegration. So you're either moving forward or you're moving backwards. And you're going to be constantly moving forward. You know, that's the way to help grow and to raise awareness of yourself. So whenever you're going after your worthy goal, you're going to apply this law and you're going to apply this principle to the success mindset. So any problem that we have that causes us to go backwards is the result of our individual or collective ways of thinking. So anything you do to go backwards is taking you away from your truth, that you're this infinite being capable of so much. So why is it important? So riches in the context of this course refers to giving and receiving of abundance in all areas of your life. So you always have to have that abundance mindset, and that's to create and not to compete. So for example, there's other people out there who are life coaches or mindset coaches or relationship coaches, and most people in business can have this sense of, oh, this competition, you have to do better than each other. You know, you're trying to outdo each other. But that's coming from the mindset of scarcity. You know, that's saying that there's not enough clients out there for everyone. That's to say there's not a way to work together, especially in sort of life coaching. Everybody does it for the ability to help others and improve the lives of others. You know, so you don't really have to compete with others. We're all kind of trying to do the same thing. So if you're able to kind of work with each other or support each other in whatever way, and this works for kind of all business and not just life coaching. I'm just using life coaching as an example. So if you have that kind of abundance mindset and you want to sort of create together, then you're going to be able to use that to propel each other and get each other forward. You know, a classic example is whenever you have like crossovers in YouTube channels. You know, most people think, oh, we should be competing against each other, but if you work with other people as well, that's going to multiply your results, because you're going to get a sort of crossover of both kind of clients. You're going to raise awareness of all your businesses, and ultimately it's going to come back to you. So whatever energy you give out, it always returns to its source. So if you're giving out those sort of good positive vibrations, that kind of that mindset of trying to help people and lift other people up, then that's going to come back to you as well. So start looking for what other people do well. So bring it to their attention. Let them know that you notice it. Leave them with an impression of increase with every person you come in contact with. So if you meet someone like at the water fountain in work or in your business or in your office, give them a sincere compliment. And this relates to the gratitude lesson. So people are going to want to be around you if you leave them with that impression of increase. If you kind of give them a sincere compliment, or you notice something about them, and it's going to make them feel good, but it also makes you feel good as well, because the energy flows through you first before it flows through to others. So it's going to pump your own vibration, put you in a good mood as well, while leaving the same vibration to the other person and making them feel good. And clients and customers, for example, in the business world, part of this relates to customer service. You're always trying to provide a good service to people, and the better the service, the better that sense of increase that you leave people with. The more likely they're going to come back, the more likely they're going to be loyal to you, the more likely they're going to want to be involved in your company and your business as well. So energy always returns to its source of origin. So give and you shall receive. If you can incorporate this into your thinking, into your everyday life, with every person you come into contact with, you're going to have a richer life. Not just richer in the sense of money or wealth, richer in the sense of fulfillment and sort of happiness, and sort of just getting back that energy that you give out. So if you're always trying to compete with people, it's almost like you're trying to bring others down in order to make yourself or your business better. But again, if that's what you're giving out, that's what's going to come back, and you're going to get people competing with you as well. So it's going to be a negative cycle if you do it that way. So always leave people with a sense of increase. So whenever you do that positive energy must flow to and through you first. When you see the best in other people, in your company, in other situations and circumstances, you're going to be in a phenomenal vibration, and you're going to feel good all the time. So the compensation for developing the impression of increase in your character is phenomenal. It goes beyond the scope of your imagination. So again, by actually trying to lift other people up, you're going to improve your own character as well. You're going to develop certain characteristics and qualities that leaders have. And the best good qualities in a leader is good qualities in leaders kind of making yourself kind of worthy of people to follow you. But great leaders are ones who bring out this in themselves, confidence in themselves, and sort of that optimism that they can do this as well. That's what great leaders do, and you're going to get this by increasing your own character. So you don't get rich by doing certain things. You get rich by doing things in a certain way, and that certain way is by law. So what I'm trying to teach you is some of these laws of the universe, that whenever you work in harmony with these laws, then that's whenever you're going to propel and excel yourself, and that's whenever you're going to get these quantum leaps. So to live the rich and abundant life, you must bring your mind into harmony with the laws that govern your being. Your work, how you spend your days, whether you're a professional or a labourer, must be seen as a service you're rendering, and must be done in a certain way. This is why your mind must be brought into harmony with the laws of the universe. So again, it's not what you do, but it's how you do it. There's certain people in the same sort of area of businesses, and some do really well and some don't do so well, but they're both kind of doing the same, providing the same service. The difference is in how you provide that service. So if you kind of harness these laws, the law of compensation or the law of cause and effect, then that's going to benefit you, because you're working in harmony with the laws. And the law of compensation states three things. So you're going to be compensated for the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty in replacing you. So again, whatever it is, your niche or your market or whatever it is you're working in, try and just be the best at what you do. And you're only ever compensated for the things you've done in the past. So if you want to provide a really good service today, if you want to do your best to make sure you're providing the best customer service and helping people the best you can today, then that's going to come back for you in the future. So the law says what you put out is what comes back. So if you give your best, it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. You want to make certain that you're doing you want to make certain that you're one of the most effective human beings that you could be. So do things in a certain way. So what you think controls your emotions, and your emotions control the vibration that your body's in. So whenever you're giving out good energy, whenever you're making other people feel good, that's what's going to come back to you. So your vibration controls your action, and your action controls the reaction of the universe that you're part of. So it's when the action and reaction meet that your results are manifested. This is the law of cause and effect. So it's you and the universe working together. You're in harmony with the universe, and your results will be positive. So when you're not, the results will be less than you desire. So remember, whatever you are is what you're going to attract, and whatever you put out is what's going to return to you. So you become what you think about, and it's the truth that all great leaders have agreed on, although they have disagreed on virtually everything else. You choose your thoughts. You cannot reject or internalize those thoughts. So whatever you kind of impress upon your subconscious mind, or the Greeks used to call it upon your heart, and just another way of saying your subconscious, or the universal subconscious mind. So whatever is impressed upon the heart controls who and what you are at that moment. So the repetition of certain things and thoughts eventually become fixed in your subconscious mind and keep you in that vibration, and controls the results that you'll achieve. So again, always try and be the best at what you do. Always try and give the best customer service. Always do whatever you can to provide the best service to your clients, and always go that little bit extra. And that's the law of overcompensation. So if you go above and beyond your call of duty, or above and beyond what you're meant to do in your job, then that's always going to come back to you. And that could be in the form of promotions, or that could be in the form of just developing your character and sort of strengthening those traits. And the more those traits and characteristics are strengthened, that's the vibration you're going to be in. So you're just going to keep on moving up and up in vibration. And the more you move up, the more you're open to these higher level paradigms and this higher level information that's going to come to you, such as getting business ideas, or becoming aware of different ways that you can provide a better service for people. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the cause and effect and what it is. So the universal law of cause and effect states that for every effect, there is definite cause. Likewise, for every cause, there is a definite effect. So your thoughts, behaviors, and actions create specific events that manifest and create your life as you know it. So if you're happy with the effects you've created, then you must change the causes that created them in the first place. Sorry, if you're not happy with the effects you've created, then you must change the causes that have created them. So again, cause, if you're given it's like the butterfly effect. Whatever you do can have a real dramatic effect. They say that, by a butterfly flapping its wings, it can cause a tornado through a series of events that can cause like a tornado on the other side of the world. So be very careful about the cause. And the cause, for example, is how you present yourself, how you treat others, how you provide your business or service, because that cause will ultimately come back in its effects. So change your actions and you change your life. Transform your thoughts and you will create a brand new destiny. So we're all about sort of creating the life that we want. And again, that's all going to come back to us depending on how we act and behave, and depending on what vibration we are in. So, silly example for a ball of wool, because the cat plays with a ball of wool, the fact is the cat gets tangled. So, for those who have cats, they'll probably understand that one a bit better. I think Nicola has a cat. So, increase is what all men and women are seeking. It is the urge of our spiritual essence within to find fuller expression, or as Wallace Waddell says, the desire for increase is inherent in all nature. It is the fundamental impulse of the universe. So all activities, all human activities are based on the desire for increase. So people are always seeking more food, more clothes, better shelter, more luxury, more beauty, more knowledge, more pleasure, more life. So every living thing is under the necessity for continuous advancement. So where increase of life ceases, dissolution and death set in at once. So people instinctively know this, and hence they're forever seeking more. So if you're working in sports, for example, if you're doing, say, boxing or kickboxing, you always have that urge for increase. You always want to get faster, sharper, stronger, better technique. And the more you do that, the more increase in your abilities, the more results and better results that you're going to get. If you're, say, in athletics and you're doing, say, the high jump or the shot put, then you always want to sort of be able to jump that little bit higher or throw that shot put that little bit further. So everybody has this inherent desire to increase and to grow. So yeah, I think he's just reiterating some of what I was saying there. So consider sports. If people are running, they always want to run faster. If they're jumping, they want to jump higher. In sales, people want to sell more. Companies are forever trying to improve the bottom line of their financial statements. They're not interested in holding the line. They want to improve. So you're either expanding or contracting. And whenever you do, everybody has this innate desire to increase and become better. So this is just one of the laws of the universe. So if you kind of harness this and understand this law, then you're going to increase the results you're getting as well. So that is without question the natural urge of life-seeking expression when you're honestly attempting to leave everyone with the impression of increase. And we must emphasize everyone. You're putting yourself in harmony with the higher side of the other person's personality. People will quickly realize that by associating with you, they will enjoy increase for themselves. So again, anybody that you meet, always try and lead them with that sense of increase. So in personal terms, friends, or if you're out socializing or you're meeting new people, this is going to help you create better connections. It's going to help you form better bonds with people and relate to people a lot more, because you're always sort of leaving them with that sense of increase. You're trying to build them up. You may be giving them sincere merited compliments, or you're, doing something to help make them feel more comfortable, or just generally trying to improve their own state. And again, the energy flows through you first before it flows through to them. So you're going to leave yourself and pump up your state and your vibration, your frequency, just by doing this, by actually trying to leave people with a sense of increase. So givers game. Sorry. Yeah, givers game. Yeah, so that is the question. And did I read that? Yep. So yeah, let's summarize what we've been talking about then. So what do we mean by sense of increase? The basic truth is that spirit is always for expansion and fuller expression. So it is never for disintegration. Any problem that we have that causes us to go backward is a result of our individual or collective ways of thinking. So this could be, again, do with your ego as well. Sometimes ego gets in the way of your sort of spiritual essence. Some people can be prideful or greedy, or the ego tries to take us away from remembering who we really are. So we're always trying to improve. So we need to harness the law of cause and effect. Whatever you give out to the universe or to the world is what you're going to receive. So why is it important? Energy always returns to its source of origination. So give and you shall receive. If you can incorporate this into your thinking and your everyday way of life with every person you come into contact with, you're going to have a richer life. To leave people with the impression of increase, that positive energy must flow to and through you first. When you see the best in other people, in your company, in other situations or circumstances, you're going to be in that phenomenal vibration. So you're going to feel good all the time. So again, this all relates to the other laws and the other lessons, such as your gratitude, for example, and sort of understanding paradigms. So if you have any sort of negative belief systems or negative thoughts about other people, then this is just your paradigms talking. So you need to be more aware of certain paradigms, and you can change these paradigms through repetition. So again, your self-image is a big paradigm. So whenever you work on that and you try and work on improving yourself. So for me, it's at the moment self-discipline and organization. It's two of the things that I'm trying to change in myself. It's a paradigm I'm trying to change. Two of the things that aren't really very prevalent in my own life, shall we say. So that's something I'm going to improve on. So the more self-disciplined I am, it means the more I can work in my own business, and the more organized I am, is the more I'll be able to get done, the more productive I am. So the better job that I can do in being a mindset coach, and the more sort of specific I can be, the more I can learn, the more knowledge that I get, the more I study through being more self-disciplined and through being more organized. It's going to help me to leave others with an impression of increase. So even by doing these weekly calls, the more I can put into these, the more I can help leave you guys with that sense of increase. And that is things such as this knowledge and information that I am providing you, which you can apply in your own life. Then it means the richer lives that you're going to have as well. So that's leaving you guys with a sense of increase. And that's what I'm trying to do in my own job, my own business. And you just can apply that to your own business or whatever it is you're doing, even your own sort of personal life as well with other people. So harness the law of cause and effect. And what is the law of cause and effect? Your thoughts, behaviors, and actions create specific events that manifest and create your life as you know it. So if you're not happy with the effects that you've created, then you must change the causes that created them in the first place, which originate from within you. So if you focus on cause and effect, so worry about what causes you have in other people. You know, so if you're leaving other people feeling great or feeling more positive and happy and inspired, then through this law of cause and effect, it's eventually going to return to you as well, because the energy always returns to the source of origin. So everything happens for a reason. Every action you take has a consequence and will produce specific results in your life. The same goes for inactions. So think of it like this: the choices we make are the causes, whether they are conscious or unconscious, and will produce corresponding outcomes or effects. So this is just a silly example from Futurama for cause and effect. Sometimes you can't really originate where the cause and where the effect is. So this example is, he says, I'm not sure if I like the girl because she's pretty, or the girl is pretty because I like her. You know, so that's the cause and effect. So don't worry too much about where the cause or where the effect is. Just you worry about what you can do, what you can provide to the others, what kind of service you can provide, and just to provide the best service. And again, the law of compensation states that the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty in replacing you. So the better that service that you can provide, law of compensation will always compensate you for that level of competency you have in your job. So for me, the more I learn, the more I can understand these kinds of concepts in depth, then the more I can actually give that out and help other people. And that's me and my cause, which is helping other people and leaving them with a sense of increase. Being grateful for you guys for being on the call, and sort of working on my own self-image as well, so that I can provide the best service. And this is all going to come back to you through the law of cause and effect, law of compensation, and leaving people with that sense of increase. So just finish with this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. He says, shallow men believe in luck or circumstance. Strong men believe in cause and effect. So again, we have that sort of mindset of we're responsible for our own lives. We don't have that victim mindset. We don't blame others for our situations or circumstances. We take responsibility for our own lives. And through that, we can actually understand that whatever we do is going to have a result. So whatever cause, it's going to produce an effect. So if you can just work in presenting your best self to people, being the best at what you do, then this is all eventually going to come back to you. And through sort of bettering yourself and improving your characteristics, your traits, your knowledge, being the best at what you do, then you're going to be able to leave more people with that sense of increase. You're going to provide a better service to them, and that's eventually going to come back to you. So, yep, that's it for me there. That's lesson 6. So that's the last one in this course of the success mindset. So next week we're going to go back over to lesson 1, which is the worthy goal. So it's a great opportunity to just start again and reevaluate the things that you've been doing. So again, you should have a basic understanding of everything on this course now. And by going back over it again, your vibration, your awareness is going to be a lot higher because you understand and you're applying these concepts. So by going over it again, you're going to start to pick up more. You're going to understand things better and in more depth, and you're going to get the chance to expand your knowledge and actually apply that. If you remember in the previous lessons, the better your vibration and the higher your frequency is, the more you're open to these high level paradigms and this new information. So the more you do this, the more you're going to pick up from going over it again. So any questions from you guys?
No.
I have a question. It's not related to this lesson, but the question is about, I was just wondering how you build your self-discipline.
Once again, it's just the same as changing any paradigm. So if you remember from the knowing doing gap and from lesson 2 about paradigms, like how do we change the paradigms? It's through repetition, and it's through that combination of your willpower versus practicality. So right now, my paradigms that I'm trying to change, you should only really be focusing on 2 paradigms at any one time, because any more than that, you're going to overwhelm yourself, and it's going to be really hard to focus on those paradigms you're trying to change. So repetition, that's me. I've got like a journal, so I'll write these paradigms out every day. And the practicality side of it, like willpower, as I mentioned before, you've only got a certain amount of willpower each day, and your willpower varies. So willpower alone is not great, but if you combine it with practicality, then that's whenever it has true strength and true power. So practicality for me is setting alarms to remind myself to visualize or to write out my paradigms I'm trying to change. It's putting post-its around my house. Sometimes I would set, you can send yourself a message on Facebook, which sets up a schedule. Again, it's another way just to remind yourself to do it. So those kinds of practical tips really, really help me. And I suppose another one would be accountability. So if you have other people on this course, or other people that you know that are interested in it, or even just on Facebook, if you put whatever it is out there, then you're going to be held accountable. So for example, with me and some of the other people on my own course I'm doing, I would sort of ask them, like, for example, I'm doing a study group today. So that's being held accountable. It's like every Wednesday or every Thursday at 8 o'clock, we're going to meet up. So that's holding yourself accountable. It's like you kind of have to do it now. So that's another sort of practical tip that I use. And your willpower does actually improve. The more you kind of do this, the more you study this material, the more you apply it. Again, the knowing doing gap, it's not so much knowledge on its own doesn't have any power. It's only whenever you apply that knowledge that it has power. So knowledge on its own is just potential power. It's only whenever you apply it that you get the benefits from it, and it has the power and the strength. So the more you kind of do this, the more you're increasing your higher mental faculties. So that's your will, imagination, perception, memory, intuition, and reason. So these all develop the more you kind of apply this material, the more you implement it, is the better you're going to get at it. So it's like that kind of upward spiral. So for example, if you want to get healthy, you start eating more healthy food. That's going to give you more energy, and you're going to sort of start to see the results of eating healthier. So now you're going to eat more food as well. So it's kind of like that upward cycle that you get from doing this kind of thing. The more you do it, the more results that you see, and the more that backs up and encourages you to actually keep going and getting better and better. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good, man.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, thanks again, guys, for coming on this call here. It's really do appreciate you guys being on here. It's a big benefit to me, and I hope it's a benefit for you guys as well. So I'm going to open up the next lesson on the website so you guys can access it, so we can kind of keep this momentum going. So again, it's a 3-month course. So we've been over all this material once. We're going to go back over it again. So we're starting lesson 1. It's a fresh start again. So you have a rough idea of these concepts I've been teaching. So we can actually go back over lesson 1 again next week and just sort of reinforce everything that you're learning. Okay, guys, that's it for me. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a message, Facebook, WhatsApp, or call the door. I don't mind. And I will see you guys. I'll see you guys next week for the call.
Cool. Thank you so much, Phil.
Yep, you're welcome. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.